Hi, today I'm reviewing the Bobbi Brown Skin Long Wear Weightless Foundation. And really quick, I just want to say I purchase all these products with my own money, so you know you can trust my opinion is what I honestly believe. And if you want to help support the channel, click on the Amazon link below before you make your purchase. So this is a foundation from the Bobbi Brown skin line, and this sells for $46, and this is the full size, and it is 1 ounce, and it has a good color selection, especially if you're lighter skinned. There's a nice variety of colors, and there's some deeper colors, not as many as there probably should be, but it is definitely more comprehensive of a color selection than most other foundations out there. And it has an SPF of 15, which in my opinion, I wish it had 30, which is kind of the gold standard level of acceptable. 15 is definitely better than nothing, but if you're going to use this foundation, I highly recommend that you use a sunscreen or sunblock underneath it, or a moisturizer with sunscreen in it underneath it, and just have this as kind of an added booster of an extra 15. But it's better, definitely better than no sunscreen at all, but 15 is not quite enough, high enough for what most people need for their average day. So that's just something to keep in mind. Easy to dispense the product. Some people claim this is full coverage. In my opinion, if you use it with a beauty blender or a sponge, it's more medium foundation, medium coverage, but you can definitely build it up to a more full coverage. But what I like about this is just the first few times I tried it just on the back of my hand is you see it doesn't settle into fine lines hardly at all, which is definitely very nice, especially if you're a little bit older. It's good not to have something settle into fine lines. But this definitely is a foundation that is more geared towards people with normal to oily skin. I have very dry skin, and this does highlight some of my flakes. If you use a hydrating primer underneath, you're definitely going to have better luck with it, but it's just definitely more geared towards those with more oily skin. And my other little issue with it is that it contains fragrance, and that is about halfway up on the ingredient list. I don't smell it, which is nice, but it's still in there. It's kind of a citrus scent a little bit, but it's hardly noticeable, but it's still in there, which it would be better if it didn't have that in there. But it definitely wears well. It claims that it lasts for 16 hours, and it definitely lasts about 8 to 10 hours. 16 might be a stretch. You're probably going to need to stop, especially if you have more oily skin and kind of powder your nose and your skin a little bit, especially in some of the oilier areas. But it definitely does wear better than a lot of other foundations. Just as you can see on my hand, it definitely does a nice job of kind of covering imperfections, especially any fine lines or creases. It definitely does a good job there. But if you have drier skin, you're definitely going to want to use a hydrating primer underneath, or a hydrating moisturizer, maybe with SPF in it. So that's some things to consider, but it definitely can be built up to be more full coverage, but it's definitely medium when you initially apply it. But it definitely has some good things going for it. It looks pretty natural on your skin. I'm wearing it right now. Normally I wear sometimes Bare Minerals or the Bosch Beauty Balm, but I kind of change it up just depending on what I'm doing for the day. So I decided I would wear this just so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. But definitely if you have dry skin, I would recommend kind of checking it out first. But this is definitely more geared towards somebody with oily skin that needs something about medium coverage, someone that already wears something with an SPF in it because 15 is not enough. And yeah, so those are kind of my thoughts on it. It's definitely a decent foundation. There are definitely some things I could change. If I could, I would. On the kind of info thing, it says it contains a lot of skin-loving ingredients, and there really isn't a lot of beneficial ingredients in this. So that's just something to take into consideration. Definitely, I'd boost up the level of SPF, and then I would remove that fragrance. But those are a few tweaks I would do. But overall, I'm going to give this product a 1 thumb up. If it had more SPF and no perfume, I'd definitely be giving it 2 thumbs up. But Anyway, the reviews of this I've been reading so far are kind of mixed. People are it's kind of a hit or miss for them. So I'm suspecting the people that have had issues definitely are more on the dry skin end versus the oily or normal. So anyway, those are kind of my thoughts on it. I'm interested if you guys have had a chance to try this out yet or not. And if so, what your thoughts were. So leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Feel free to subscribe. I come with at least one new review every day. And check out nobsbeauty.net. I'm adding new content to it daily. Thank you so much, guys.